Okay, well, we're going to look at today 10.4 compound inequalities. So we're going to take two inequalities and come and put them together. So first thing let's do, we're going to graph a couple basic ones, and then we're going to go into the more advanced. Two we're going to look at today, and or. So let's start with this first one. If we were to graph this, this is the easiest one to start with, but put in or a line at both numbers. And then look here, remember if we have no line, you've got a circle, line underneath for equal, you fill it in, make dot. So these are both circles. So let's look at this one. It is x less than 3, so it's going this way. This one says, if you need to turn it around so you better understand it, x greater than -2. If you flip everything, you also flip the sign. So x is greater than -2. That would go this way. But this is the key part we have to look at in that thing. It says and. So x is greater than -2, and it's also less than 3. So that means the only place, these don't go on forever, does it? Because if we put it out here, that'd be 5. Is 5 less than 3? No. So if it's and, it's the part in between them. Okay. So it's the part that's greater than -2 and also less than 3. But if we come over and do that same thing over here, oops, this time it says or, so we've got less than 3, greater than -2, but it's or. So it could be greater than -2 is anything over here. Less than 3 is anything over here. So how that one would work as a graph would be every single number, all solutions. Sometimes that's what or is going to give us. The other time we could have, I'm going to change these signs. Or x is greater than 3. We could get -2. It's less than -2. Here's 3. Or greater than 3. So it could be a number out here or a number here, but not in the middle. Okay. So or gives you a little bit more leeway and gives you a definite, this is where it has to be. So how we're going to use those, we're going to take an inequality and make it look like you haven't seen before. Compound, like a compound word, we take two words and make one word out of it. Compound inequality, we take two inequalities, like that one. And we take that one and we combine them together to make one. So how we solve this, think about it like you've got 3 parts here. Now let's come back. How would we have solved this? We would have added 2. So now we're going to do it a little bit differently. Instead of adding it in just 2 spots, we're going to add it in all 3 sections. And the reason being here, that goes away. Okay, x is less than 6. And over here, -3 and 2 gives us -1. So I'm going to get rid of that one. So we can now graph that. We've got 2 different parts. We've got this part, and we've got this part. So if we graph it, here's 6. We have x is less than 6. Just going that way. This one, it's like that first one. If you want to turn it around so you better understand how to graph it, that is fine too. We have the line, so we're going in between. Anytime they are compound inequality or combined, the word is and. So like we just showed, if it's and, it's this part right in between. So we can get rid of these lines. So x is greater than -1 and less than 6. So it's the part in between. This part looks different, but basically it's going to be one step. Well, it could be multiple steps, but we are taking 2 problems, basically working them at the same time. Let's do one more of those. -2 less than or equal to 2b minus 5, or less than or equal to 5. So on a two-step inequality or equation, we always start with our addition or subtraction. So if we add 5 here, we add it to every single part. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 2b. 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay. 5 by 2. 1.5 b 5. If we were to graph it, this one says b is less than or equal to 5. And b is greater than or equal to 1.5. Since it's and, it's the part in between. Okay. Now, so like I said, anytime it's combined, it's and. They're also going to give you or problems. I really lost it. If it's or, they're going to give it to you as two separate problems. So it says or. We need to work one problem and then work the second one, and then we will graph both results. But here to solve, we want to get rid of our addition or subtraction. So 2w is less than 4. 5 by 2w is less than 2. 2w is greater than or equal to 10. Divide by 2. W is greater than or equal to 5. So we have an or in between here. So here's 2, 5. We have a dot. Here we have a circle. Greater than or equal to 5 goes this way. Less than 2 goes this way. So we are solving two separate problems, but then we graph them both on the same graph. If by chance it had been this result, if these were flipped, it would have been 5 going this way, 2 going this way. So again, it would have been that entire line like we did a little bit ago. All right. So, what should I do for me? Page 480, 481. Nine through 31 odd. 480, 481, 9 to 31 odd.